this is J.P. Richard. I've been associated with the OI Foundation, or OI in particular, for about 50 years or so, because my daughter Susie was born about 50 years ago, and therefore I'm a parent of an OI person. And it came, the whole issue of osteogenesis imperfecta came as a kind of a shock to us. We had 3 other kids, very active and very healthy, which were born a few years before Susie was born, and then suddenly we had someone with particular osteogenesis imperfecta. So at about the same time, we found out about the foundation, that Gemma Geisman did have a newsletter, and we did subscribe to the newsletter and got a lot of benefit out of that. We were getting a lot of information from the local doctors, and they were very helpful also. And then we made a very rational decision. I don't know about how rational it was, but we decided to take off for Europe. I had a job opportunity in Europe, so off we went, the whole family, Susie in a cast and so forth. And we were advised by the one doctor not to do it. And we were advised by another doctor who was Portuguese of origin to say, go ahead, they have good doctors over there too. So we ended up in France and got wonderful care in France for 2 years. And I became, in Gemma Geisman's own words, the foreign correspondent for OI Breakthrough, because I would send her notes on how they were treating OI in Europe at that time. And we did everything from, we had pneumatic splints, and the first rods were installed in her bones while we were in France. So that was an experience. We did everything from taking her to Lourdes to having rods installed in her bone. So it was quite an experience. We followed that by 3 more years in Canada, in the Montreal area, and Dr. Gloria wasn't there at that time. So we were not involved with Shriners Hospital, but we dealt with Montreal Children's Hospital and got exceptionally good care there also. Eventually, we came back to the States, ended up in the Washington, D.C. area, and found there was a separate group of OI people in the meeting in the Washington area, and found that extremely helpful, not only for the care advice that we got, but for the psychological, let's call it, psychological support that we got also. There were other families who were sharing the same experience as we were sharing. That was wonderful. That group finally merged into the OI Foundation after some discussion, yes. And I am happy to say that it was a very good relationship that developed. I actually personally became active in the OI Foundation and served eventually as president for a while, but that's a separate story. I guess the only advice I have is ask as many questions as you can, and there is so much information available now. It's so helpful for OI families to take advantage of all that help. And we certainly participated in the OI conferences, the live conferences, most of them, and found that support exceptional. And even more important, Susie made some very, very close friends while as a part of attending the conference. Now she's got her own story, and it involves having her own theater company in Washington, D.C. right now. So, but that's a separate story. We'll let her deal with that herself. I guess that's basically my story, and that and of course it was ultimately me. There was a very, very strong element there. My wife Mary was taking very good care of Susie through those years, and was even better at digging out information about OI than I was. So but she has passed away now for a number of years, but and I guess one last comment I want to make is a memory I have of when we first got to DC, we met with the doctors at Washington Children's Hospital, and we were meeting a psychiatrist also. And I think he may still be there even. And he came over to the house one day and said to us, "Hey, by the way, don't ever forget that you have 3 other kids and they need your attention too." So that's a good item to remember if you have a multi-child family. And that's my story. And I must say that Gamma helped throughout that experience in many, many ways. We were very thankful for her and the OI Foundation that she brought together.